The Lemonade War, Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is called Crisis Management. Make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? There's only Chapter 13 and Chapter 14 left. That's it. So, what do you think is going to happen? Crisis management is a noun. It means a special or extraordinary methods or procedures used when a business is in danger of failing. So what do you think? What's this chapter going to be about? Who's going to have the crisis management? Okay, so we ended up with Jessie feeling sicker and sicker and sicker as she was driving home from the beach just to see Evan. Chapter 13. Sucker. Oh man, you were schooled. Preschool baby. For the third time that afternoon, Scott Spencer had gotten the drop on Evan, dribbling around him in basketball and then hitting the easy layup. So the guys were giving him the business, even the ones on his own team. It was Evan and Paul and Ryan against Kevin, Toomey, Malik Lewis, and Scott. Evan wished that Scott hadn't shown up, but he had. And they needed a sixth guy for 3-on-3 since Jack had gone home to ask his mom if they could all swim at his house. So what was Evan supposed to say? Anyway, Evan was 3 times the ball handler than Scott was, and everyone knew it. So it was all in fun. But it really didn't feel like much fun to Evan. Evan dribbled the ball back and forth, with his left hand on his right and through his legs. "What's up, man?" Paul asked. It's hot," he said. "Yeah, it's hot for all of us," said Paul. "Get your game on, dude. Come on." But Evan couldn't get his moves right. He was a half step behind himself, and every time he moved, the envelope slapped against his thigh like a reprimand. "Speaking of hot," said Ryan. Everyone turned to look. Jack was coming up the path, running like at a dead dog pace. "Oh, please, please," said Paul. "Let her have said yes." As soon as he was in range, Jack shouted, "She said yes! Let's swim!" "What's up?" said Scott. "Jack asked his mom if we could all go swimming in the pool," Kevin said. "Hey, Jack," shouted Scott, "can I come too?" "Yeah, sure," said Jack, who'd stopped running by now and was waiting for them to join him on the path. Oh, great, thought Evan. But he wasn't about to turn down a dunk in a pool just because Scott Spencer would be there. He'll go. Nobody wanted to go home for their suits and towels. Kevin, Malik, and Ryan were wearing basketball shorts anyways, so they could swim in those. "We've got enough suits at our house for everybody," said Jack. My mom saves all the old ones." At his house, when Evan got there, Evan changed into one of Jack's suits. He wrapped up all of his clothes and his shirt inside his shorts and put the bundle of clothes on the end of Jack's bed next to all the other guys' piled up clothes. It felt good to drop the heavy shorts with the envelope stuffed in his pocket. Then, just to be sure, he put his shoes on top of his pile of clothes because he didn't want anything happening to all that money. They played pool basketball all afternoon, even though the teams were uneven. His friend's mom brought out drinks and cookies and chips and sliced up watermelon. Every time one of them went into the house to use the bathroom, she shouted, "Please dry off before you come in." But she did it in a nice way. Then, just when Evan thought the afternoon couldn't get any better, it did. Scott had gone into the house to go to the bathroom, and a few minutes later he came out dressed, his hair still dripping way down his back. He said, "I gotta go," he said, jamming his foot into his sneaker. "Did your mom call?" said Evan. "Nope, I just gotta go. See ya." And he ran out of the gate. "Great," shouted Evan. "Now the teams are even." And they went back to playing pool hoops. Evan didn't even think about Scott Spencer for the rest of the afternoon. He didn't think about Scott Spencer until he went back to Jack's bedroom to change back into his clothes and noticed that his shoes were on the floor and his shorts weren't folded up anymore. That That's the end of chapter 13. What are the thoughts going on in your head? Big problem. What do you think?